Howdy everyone, Matt here. I got a question for you. Do you think you need to have a PT or PTA license to do what you do? Or really, I don't need the burden of that license because I can just do whatever I want without all of that. Let's talk about that. But first and foremost, let me introduce myself. My name is Matt. I'm Matt the PT, and I'm coming at you with another video on another topic of something in the physical therapy world. Second of all, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to tune into the videos. Thank you for the likes, the comments, and subscribing. And if you do so enjoy the content, hit that subscribe button down below. It won't cost you a copay or anything. So the talk of, do we need a license to actually do rehab? I'm not going to say physical therapy because that is a protected term in many states, if not every single state, but to do rehab with people. Now this came about, there's a video somebody had showed me years ago that somebody was saying that they were at this big talk and there were not only PTs, but PT students and people who were wanting to go to PT school there. And a person got up and spoke, and they said they were speaking directly to that group and was saying, do you plan on opening a clinic? And they said, several of them said yes. And they said, do you plan on just being cash pay and not dealing with insurance? And they said yes. And he goes, you don't even need to go to school or let alone even have a license to do that. And I've seen this echoed several times by other people. They're saying, you don't even need to have a license to do rehab with people. They say, some of them may say physical therapy, but they're meaning more into rehab. And there's a lot of comments up under it, people that support it saying, oh yeah, because, as PTs, we don't, own exercise. We don't own that they're not ours. Anyone can do it. There's some hands-on things that anybody can learn. They're not really skilled stuff. And the same thing with modalities. They can apply this stuff to help people. I could talk with somebody to help them about. And so it kind of comes and goes, but I really want to talk about, would that actually really work? Because I've seen this several times on it. So let's just get into that. So first and foremost, really what it sounds like, the people that they're saying, hey, you don't need to go to let alone PT school to get the license, that you could just do rehab. They're just marketing to say you're just being like a trainer, being a personal trainer or a coach. That's what you're doing on there, because you can just get. That's what again, like I said, that's just what you're doing. You're just training people. You're just teaching people exercises. And I've met people who have tried to do that over the years. Meet a trainer here or a coach here that throws in with their clients or their athletes of like, oh, I can help you with that pain, or I can help you with that thing because I know what you're going through. Because many of these people that are teaching this stuff, they're selling coursework, and they tell you, you find your niche on it. So you have your niche group that you know everything about, and that you market to them that not only can I help you reach all of your goals because I completely understand it, but I can help you with any kind of pains or things that you have as well. And like I've said, these trainers say, hey, I can do that. I could, because it's just all exercise, and we can do that. And I'll say, one of the first things I really notice with this group is that there's not a very good understanding of an evaluation and an assessment to understand what is going on with somebody. That, yes, this person is having a knee pain or back pain, an ankle pain. What is the why behind it? Why are they having that pain? What is causing that pain? And there's a lack in that understanding of doing so. And very often when I talk or somebody points these out, that this group is like, they just watch videos online, here on YouTube or on social media, and there's a bigger page that says like, oh, you get pain on the outside of your knee, here's 5 exercises to do. You get, that lateral epicondylitis, this is what you need to do. And people who just, again, oh, that's what we think you have, let's do these things. And sometimes people do get better. Movement and exercise does help people. And sometimes people may actually have that condition, but there are a good number of people that don't get better with it. They don't progress with it. And I found that, you need to understand the why. Why does this person have the pain? What is causing it? And what do you need to apply with it? So that's one of the first things. And I'm not saying that, somebody's probably going to kind of, you're a PT, you think you know everything. No, I've met therapists that have a hard time with their evaluation and diagnosis. I've met physicians that have a hard time with it. Everybody does. Okay. But I'm just saying, in this group, tend to see it probably a little bit more. Something else to really kind of keep in mind about this, that we often forget about how the public perceives things. What is the public thinking about? How are they saying, hey, I need to make this decision in this way? And I would say as a PT, this is how I see it, that if somebody is having pain, say, hey, I'm hurting, I have a medical issue. And if I have a medical issue, I need to go see a medical person for it. And that's what the public thinks. I have a medical issue. I need to go to a medical person. And I would say even in the world of medicine, where do they typically go? I need to go to my doctor on it. So they're going to go to an orthopedic, or they're going to go to their primary care. So they often don't think about us first, or even with back pain. I got back pain, my back hurts, or my neck hurts. What do I need? I need to go to a chiropractor on this. Or I feel this muscle is super tight. I need to go over here to see this massage therapist. They may say for us, I had a knee replacement. I need to go see the PT, or, I really need, But that's how the public is thinking on it. They're not often thinking, hey, I have pain wherever. I need to go to a trainer. And I need to work that out. They're thinking, no, I have a medical issue. I need to see a medical person. Likewise with medical. And again, going back to that cash pay thing, I have a medical condition. So I need to go to a medical person, and I want to use my medical insurance on it. And that's a big issue. When it comes to cash pay, that's usually the biggest hang up that people have. I completely understand the whole thing when you have insurance, you have your medical insurance, because how much money is coming out of your paycheck every month to pay for it? $200, $300, $400, $600 is coming out to pay for this insurance to allow me to see a doctor, a PT, whomever on it. Yet you're saying, well, I have this, I can help you with your issue, but I'm not a medical person in which you can use your medical insurance on. And that is kind of a hang up that people will have. I want to use my insurance. And I will say likewise as a, PT, that if you're doing cash pay, one thing that many people promote in it, they're saying, if you want to pay me cash, or say like you set up a cash pay business, you can write up a super bill. So you can come to me, pay out of pocket. I'll write you up that super bill, and you can expense that back to your insurance. Well, part of that super bill has your license number on it, that the insurance looks to say, that you went to see an actual licensed medical person. So, yeah, if you're just a trainer, how can you go do that on, can you expense that? So that can be another kind of hang up with it. Getting over to the business side. Now, this is going to vary person to person, and I'll really put this out there, that the business aspect of this can be a lot harder than what people think. Because, you're starting up your business, and I like I said, I am not knocking on it. I'm not saying don't do it, but you really need to understand that there are a lot of hurdles and things that you need to go through with doing this, especially if you're just saying that you're starting out and you're pretty young and trying to get a name for yourself, that this needs to be thought of. How long is it going to take you to build up clientele? Do you actually have other people in your area who already do those things? Are you combating against, again, PTs, chiropractors, physicians, or whomever who maybe are doing those things? You may be up saying, I like to work with this group of athletes or this group of here. Well, there's already a PT who does that. and they can market themselves to say, oh, yes, I work with people in this group. So not only can they do any kind of training or whatnot, but we can also treat you for the pain. And they have that license compared that you don't. That person does not have on there. So, and again, also being often you're doing this as like a sole proprietor, you have your own business, it can be feast or famine. And I think that needs to be pointed out to people. You have to build that up. You're going to have times that you're really, really busy, times that you're not very, very busy on it. And can you sustain it through those ups and downs? Again, somebody else moves in on it. What happens if you want to take time off? If you're sick, if you want to take on vacation, you can miss out on people. Now, a lot of the business coach people and all that stuff bring all sorts of stuff into this. And that's a different talk for another time on it. I've been wanting to talk about that for a while, but that's not things. But I'll tell you this, like if you do have a license, you can fall back on that license on it. And I know probably, there could be the thing, oh, that's that boomer thing. But it's true. If you have a PT license, a PT or PTA license, say that, either one, both, either one, you always can find a job. I do believe that you can always find a job. Now, I said find a job, not a job that pays a whole lot, that pays the amount that you want, or that has the hours or the, in the area that you want or need. I'm not saying that, but having that, you can at least is saying, hey, if I need to have something because, what is that old thing? You're saying that, I've got 3 companies after me. I've got the electric company, the gas company, and the water company after me. When you have bills to pay, you have things to pay for. At least if I can find something with my license and I can get a steady income in. And if you're wanting to build that up on the side, yes, you could build that up. But at least you're not saying, well, what is your other skills that you have? And I tell, heck, if you're a PT and you up and moved somewhere new and you had a license in that state, you could walk into a hospital or home health agency and say, hey, I got a license. You have a job? Find something part-time, PRN or something. I do believe that there's enough jobs out there because I'm getting hit up for them all the time. I'm not saying that they pay well or they have the hours or the things that you do. I'm just saying it's a job. J-O-B, it's a job. There's something to make money off of. So there you go. Take that how you want. And I do want to hear your opinions on this. I'll wrap up with this. Like I said, I see the people coming out and saying this stuff. Oh, you don't have to have a license, and if you're just billing cash. But a funny thing is that none of them give up their license. I have yet to see any of them kind of put their money where their mouth is and go, you know what? You're right. I'm just going to give up my PT license, and I'm just going to run my cash pay business, and I'm just going to do that. You'll find out everyone who's saying this, they keep their license on it. So it's kind of like, well, why are you doing that? Why are you telling one group of people, no, you don't have to have the license to do this. Yet you don't give up your license, because wouldn't that save money? Because you're not having to, again, pay for continuing ed, every year or two, whatever that your state requires. You don't have to follow the rules that are set forth by your state that people complain about. Like, oh, we have these rules and stuff that we have to follow. You don't have to do that if you don't have a license on it. I mean, the license does provide a bit of protection for the public, because you're saying if you have a license, this person meets the educational requirement and they said they are going to follow these rules. And there's consequences. If you don't follow those rules or things set forth by your state, there are fine. You can lose your license, so you lose your ability to work as one, fines and jail time. And it provides a means of protection for the public. And if you don't have one, what means of protection does the public have? So if this person that does not have a license, I'm going to treat people and people are getting hurt, what recourse do they have? Yeah, you can say, well, they can sue them, Well, yeah, they can take whatever their business has, but if that business owns nothing or that person really doesn't own anything, all that person ends up, the person that sued gets a piece of paper saying that you won. There you go. I've tried to talk to a couple lawyers on this. They're always busy. I get it. They're very busy, but they said, yeah, you could sue them, but if they don't own anything, you don't get anything out of it. And you're still, people in the public are still dealing with, whatever limitations or issues that they may have had because they went and saw this person who wasn't a licensed person, and there's nothing. And then that person can just say, well, I can just close this down. I can open it up as something else, and they can just bounce around. So, I mean, that seems kind of nice on that end, but again, protecting the public. So interesting thing. I want to know your thoughts. Do you really think that if you want to do rehab with people that you need a license? Do you need a license? Or do you say like, no, that a license does afford you some benefits. It does afford you the ability to market yourself, to say, hey, I'm a licensed PT, PTA, that I know how to help you, again, for not only these goals, but any kind of issues that may arise in there. Does it give you a safety net to say, if I tried to do that, no, and then it doesn't work, I can go just find something to supplement me while I do these other things? And also, does it afford you the ability to take courses and, with continuing ed and things like that to help you in your career, to make you a much better therapist, a much better rehab person? We'll talk about that. Not a therapist, but a rehab person on it. So, because a rehab person could be anything, apparently. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts and beliefs and comments, anything. Let's have a discussion down there in the comments. And if you enjoyed today's videos, please hit that thumbs up button down there. Consider subscribing to the channel if you like the content. And of course, like always, take care of yourself. Take care of your patients. I will see you next time.